Yes, another day, another opportunity, and I will be sharing with you the biggest lesson I had this week. Because it's Friday evening and it means the week is over. Tomorrow, for me, the Saturday is always the day to relax, to take a step back, reflect on everything. But I was already a bit reflecting back on how this week went. Tomorrow I will be offline. Maybe I will just take the video and make sure I upload it, and that's gonna be it. And I think that's one of the ground rules I need to have in order to make sure I'm being fully energized for the new week. But I wanted to make sure that I also share this with you, so hopefully you can learn and take some notes from that as well to make sure your week's becoming better. And one of the things I noticed, especially this week, because it has been a very strange week. My wife was sick, and therefore I had to take extra care of the little one, which I of course don't mind. But if you originally make a plan at the beginning of the week, how you're looking at the plan and actually make sure that you plan everything into it to work in the business, on the business, create new project, make sure you do outreach, anything like that. But then also like sports, make sure the exercise is enough, do groceries, anything like that all falls apart. So this week especially has been very strange for me, because I really wanted to stick to what I had in mind. Well, luckily a lot of things happened, but there are still a lot of things on the list that didn't happen. And what my biggest lesson from that is that sometimes you need to really strip down like what is the most important. Because I could have tried to fit it all in, but I know for sure that definitely wouldn't be working. So like really stripping down what you need to do, because otherwise like everything falls apart. Those are the things that actually matter. And I think sometimes having that realization and looking at your to-do list and thinking like, okay, this is everything that I need to do, or this is everything that's on my to-do list, but what is it that I actually need to do today in order to make sure that everything keeps going? And usually that are only like 3 or 4 things, maybe. I would even say maximum 4 things. And everything else is something you can move forward, or you can at least pass on to a later moment. So that's what I actually did as well. I shared that with my wife, and I explained to her like, okay, this was not the week how I planned it. Of course, she didn't neither. So it's not that she, of course, does this because she wants to change my whole plan. But like I shared, it's something that we need to keep in mind, of course. Like we can't be doing it all, and sometimes there are other priorities that we need to take on. So this was already one of, for me, the biggest lesson, because this week I really wanted to spend a lot of time on building the new thing. And like I said, there's also like the usual thing I'm doing, like that doesn't stop. Like the business I'm currently have running is still going on. So it's not something I can easily stop. And of course that has a certain priority, because we need to pay the bills as well. So it's not easy to then say like, okay, sorry, I can't do that because I'm working on this project. So hopefully, and it seems that the upcoming week hopefully seems to be quite okay as well. So I have a lot of time to spend on this, which I will be doing, of course, as well. But again, it's a good reflection for myself already. Very curious what tomorrow is gonna have as an outcome. And next to that as well, what I already shared here is, if you want to achieve something, you need to put focus on it. And that means that I also need to strip down everything that I'm currently working on and really focus on the real things that really matter to me, or that gonna matter in a few weeks time, or in a few months time at least. Because as I said, I want to build something, but that doesn't mean that, or that probably does mean as well, that I can't do it all. So I need to like cut out a few things that I'm not gonna spend time on right now, and make sure that I actually do the building. And what do I mean with that is that maybe I do a little exercise less, because yes, I'm exercising every day. I'm not saying I'm gonna stop it, but maybe it's gonna be a bit shorter, maybe a bit more intense. Maybe the reading I'm gonna chop down a little bit. But on the other side, maybe there are other things that, like different tasks that I'm gonna shut down, or anything like that. So it's more important even that if you decide, like, I'm going to be working on a project for the next 30 days, or in my case, for the next 80 days, because I will be sharing that here. It is something that all the other things that don't matter and don't have a direct effect on that project, you simply need to kill. You simply need to turn it off and just postpone it to a later moment. And don't think about it for now, because that is the only way you're actually gonna make it happen. If you look, for example, at people that are training for the Olympics or for a big marathon or anything like that, they're not gonna have like little in between runs for the fun. And no, they're fully focused on achieving their goal. And that's something that I think we all can learn from the really like athletes and top sport. Like, what we can really learn there is just like focus on that goal and make sure that everything that you do is making sure you reach that goal. Every exercise you're doing, every task you're doing is making sure that eventually we can hit that goal. And if you have a task on your plate that is not gonna help you to achieve that goal, then probably you shouldn't be doing it in any way. Unless, of course, it pays the bills like I'm having right now. But I can tell you, there's still a lot of other tasks that I probably don't need to do at this moment. And a lot of these tasks I can automate as well, which is going to be part of my journey and a part of my project. So as you can see, everything is falling together, but it's something that needs to happen. So my biggest takeaway for you, or at least for this week, is going to be like, look back, like see where you can put the focus on, and make sure that everything else you basically strip down. You're not going to spend time on it, on at least not now. And make sure you get started on the ideas that you want to work out. You want to get in action, you want to get it moving, but the only way to do is to keep focus on it. And that's the only thing you're going to be doing for this week, or how long you would need for it. But I see it as a good Kickstarter to at least say, okay, for the upcoming week, I'm going to be making sure that the half of my time is going to this new project, and the other half of the time that I have to work on the business is going to be in the business. So those are the two things that I do business related. All the time that I have for the business plan, it's going to be in the one bucket or in the other. And if it doesn't fall in neither, then I will just postpone it to a later moment. Same counts for personal. It's just like how much time. Yeah, we all have 24 hours in a day. It's not that the big millionaires or stuff like that have more hours. No, we all have 24 hours. But it's up to you how you're gonna fill them in. And that's my biggest lesson for this week. Anyway, I hope you had a great week. Enjoy your weekend, and hopefully we see each other maybe tomorrow, and otherwise on Sunday. Big reflection, and of course, hitting it directly to get kickstarted for the new week. Well, that was it. I'm gonna enjoy the evening, and I'm gonna speak to you later on. See ya!